All right. Let's try this again. All right, we're live. EZ, you want to give me a test from your area? Just listen to the...
I'm doing it this time.
Alright. Let's try.
I hear you fine now.
Awesome, awesome.
We're live.
I think it's probably the computer being too close to the camera. So, all right, well, yeah.
Yep. What are you wearing? Is that Beavis? I almost said Beavis and Butthead. I was like, what are you wearing?
No, it is Kenny and Coda in the Batman and Robin style part of the big pro wrestling tease order. All right.
I'm such an idiot. Okay.
Oh.
Where we are.
All right, everyone. Well, welcome back.
Thank you for your patience.
So, no, we're not solo tonight, Ray. We got EZ of the Elite Era.
Hello.
Yep, he is with us tonight. And, yes, so we,
Well, welcome back.
and, okay, I'll pause that, and yeah, we're good. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. Well, this is part 2. The last one we had some technical glitches. This is just go through the intro again because much like the Rockers tag team title reign in the WWE, erased from history, and the old one never happened. If you'll notice, the chair next to me is empty tonight. Jedi had some family stuff to take care of, so he will not be joining me this week. In his place is EZ of the Elite Era on Twitter, and we're here to talk about Extreme Rules.
Being the elite.
Yep. Yeah, I was featured on Being the Elite, trying to brown nose MJF a little bit. Yes, yes.
Hey, I'm still waiting for my call. He hasn't answered me.
I don't really think he's. I don't really think he's going to. I'm gonna. Since we're calling him in, I'm gonna be kind of leaning forward a lot, so that's gonna explain what that is. But this is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. If you've never seen this show before, EZ and I, he's kind of our utility player when one of us isn't here. But I've been watching wrestling for almost 26 years. I love wrestling. I love sharing my love of professional wrestling with other wrestling fans. That's how I met EZ. That's how I met one of our chatters, Ray. That's how me and Jedi, the man that normally sits in this chair, that's how we became friends. We love wrestling. We love talking wrestling. However, we're not wrestlers. We're not insiders. We're fans, just like each and every one of you. Our opinion carries no more weight than each and every one of you because we're not insiders. At the end of the day, we're just two marks. We avoid insider terms because we haven't earned the right to use those because we're not in the business. And I know we've already went on this rant once already. But we gotta do it again because technical difficulties. Extreme Rules. Want to start there? Big week to talk about. We got Extreme Rules. We got Raw. Got SmackDown. We got Fight for the Fallen, and we got the Road to All Out. So we have a lot of stuff to cover. We're not going to give WWE the most attention tonight, so we're just going to skim over that.
Like we ever do.
Like we have to do, yeah. But Extreme Rules was a good show. Extreme Rules was it was very okay.
It was like Money in the Bank with a bullshit ending again.
Yeah, it was. And like I said before, the technical difficulties. What makes me angry about Brock is that his Onyx was bad. I'm just kidding. But there's a reference to some people might get. What makes me mad about Brock Lesnar is if he gives half a shit, he's one of the best in the world. Look at his match with AJ. Look at his match with Bryan. Look at his match with Seth. He gave a shit then.
Even Roman. Roman at WrestleMania 31, I think that's when I thought the decline was happening, that he just didn't give two shits anymore.
Yeah. Look at his original run when he wrestled The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell, when he wrestled the first one in 2002, not the one from 2015. When he wrestled Kurt Angle, the 60-minute Iron Man match on SmackDown with Kurt Angle. When he wrestled Eddie Guerrero. That's the Brock Lesnar I'd like. If we could get that Brock Lesnar, I would have no problem with him only showing up 5, 6, 7 times a year. I have no problem with him being.
Spiders shooting.
I have no problem with him being like the Thanos of the WWE. But the problem is, just the problem is he just doesn't care. He just, and if he doesn't care and you want to bring him in to get a rating or to draw the box office, hey, that's great. That's great. I but don't use him at the expense of the people that are there all the time. If you want to get a big rating and you want to put him up against, or a big buy rate and put him up against Triple H, do it. But don't put him up against Finn Balor or Seth Rollins, somebody who needs to be there. Yeah, that's not untrue, Daniel.
I'm still under the belief that if we had the Demon King at Royal Rumble, he would have kicked his ass.
Or he would have been the first loss of the Demon King, and then we all would have been angry. Daniel, I didn't mean to hide your other message, but yeah, we got a lot. Hopefully we fixed that issue.
If I'm not mistaken, Extreme Rules was in Philly. How the hell? I'm looking this up right now. How did Brock escape unharmed at Philly? Home of probably the most hardcore wrestling fans.
Can you guys hear EZ from if I hold the phone like this? Just.
I was able to hear you fine.
I'm talking about you. Talking about you. That's the question. That's the $1 million question.
What if they can hear me?
Yeah, if they can hear you. But yeah, that's just it was a damper to an otherwise pretty decent show. I obviously I feel that Ricochet and AJ stole the show. I'm glad that we're going to get one more last big run with the club before all's said and done. But
just make them tag champs again. Just beat the Revival, and the Revival can leave for a certain other promotion.
Well, it's going to be at least a year before the Revival can leave, but that's okay. Good things come to those who wait.
200 blessings.
And well, we'll be talking a little bit more about the Revival when we get a little bit later on the show. But on to Raw. The only thing good about Raw was the overarching story of, is Drake Maverick going to fuck his wife? That's it. That was the highlight of Raw, is the saga of if Drake Maverick is going to have sex or not.
Apparently he crashed San Diego Comic-Con earlier today.
Ooh, I have not seen that yet.
We'll leave that for another time. But it's like, wow.
Yeah, it might be. Hey, that's perfect for this channel. We got comic books and pro wrestling, so that might be something we need to cover.
I actually wonder, why hasn't WWE? I would love to see them do like kind of a bit of a house show at Comic-Con. Just imagine how awesome that would actually look.
Oh yeah, and then especially you get the people that are really into stuff like that, like your AJ and Finn and all those kind of people. Yeah, I think Ray. It'd really be cool. I wish we had Jimmy Hart's megaphone, Daniel. I really wish we did.
Ooh, I'll bring one. I love megaphones. No, screw that. I wouldn't be Jimmy Hart. I'd be CM Punk. Just want a megaphone and a microphone.
Oh, you mean you're not all gaga over Bray looking like a... Yeah, I kind of feel like there was more to give with Firefly Funhouse, honestly. Like, it
finally came back.
Okay, well we're gonna have some conflict. Easy liked it. Easy, say your piece.
I just feel like about time he finally showed up. It's like, on Finn though, like, I'm sorry, you've been hyping up this guy since January for his return, and your first feud you're gonna have is Finn.
it's like a replay of 2017 all over again. I feel.
I'm sorry, but I push him right now for the title. Come on, no, I would put him straight under Brock Lesnar. Because come on, if I'm not mistaken, Bray and Brock, I don't think I've fought either before or they never have.
Well, the problem with that idea is both Bray and Brock are villains, so it kind of, and with what they're going for with Bray,
they fought at Roadblock, but no one gave a shit.
And with what they're going for with Bray, I don't really think he would be good being a hero right now.
Wasn't Bray acting like the little childhood Mr. Rogers in a demonic way?
Yeah, that screams villain. That screams villain. To me, anyway. I mean, I can't speak for the rest of the audience, but to me, that's what a villain would do.
Does Bray really need to be the bad guy? Does Bray really need to be the bad guy? We finally saw the Miz be a good guy for the first time in literally his career. He's a good guy.
He was a good guy with Matt Hardy in the Deleters of Worlds.
Okay,
Bray's character is better suited.
No, I'm sorry. I would have wanted Bray.
We have Daniel. I agree. We have seen this feud.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, like Finn wants time off from WWE, so I'm not sure. It's like, does he want to leave or?
He might just want to go on a sabbatical. I mean, it happened.
Because it's just SummerSlam, it's got to be actually breathtaking. And another Brock versus Seth is like, this better be the last time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I believe that Brock was going to cash in on Kofi Kingston, so Fox could have Brock, and Roman could be christened the guy against Brock, part 3,984. That's what I thought they were going for, but yeah, apparently they had other plans.
I mean, currently the SummerSlam matchup we have is Brock versus Seth, Becky versus because she needs a title run, Natalya, and Bayley versus About Damn Time, Ember Moon.
I'm liking the look of SummerSlam so far, with the exception of Brock and Seth, but
yeah,
not so bad. Go ahead and we'll transition over to SmackDown, and I don't really
show that means the best show.
Well, I'm digging Kevin Owens, kind of trying to be Steve Austin 2.0. I don't like him throwing out Stone Cold Stunners.
I'm just like, wait, what the hell is wrong with the Papa Powerbomb?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know either, but I don't like him. I feel like it's too on the nose, him doing stunners.
He could have just picked up Shane and slammed him on the ground. Come on, we've seen Randy. He's able to leap and he grabs someone and then boom, RKO out of nowhere.
No, Ray, we have not watched AAA tonight. Did something happen on AAA tonight that we need to know about?
Yeah, actually, it was like AAA. What happened to Lucha Underground? Or no, that's different brand. I keep thinking AAA and Lucha Underground are kind of the same company, but it's like I think I know they're not.
Right. But I thought SmackDown was overall, much like Extreme Rules, like it was a decent show.
No, it wasn't too bad either.
No, I enjoyed it. They seem to be going full steam ahead with Kevin Owens versus Shane. I like that they're using Kevin Owens. I kind of don't understand why they made him go villain and betray the New Day just to go back hero again and fight Shane. I think that's pretty stupid. It's almost like a Vince not named McMahon is writing something. Reigns going to walk on to Fox with the WWE title. I can see that happening. I don't think it's a good idea, but I see it happening. Sure. But now it's time to talk about what.
Only if Roman becomes a bad guy. I'm sorry.
That's never going to happen. I've pretty much thrown in the towel on the idea of Roman Reigns becoming a bad guy. As good as it would be, as beneficial as it would be to everyone involved, and especially Roman down the line, it's just not happening. So, what can you do?
I still thought that the whole town hall spiel was just like, oh, here we go. How about they actually just speak their minds rather than, oh, you know what, Shane? I think you're doing a wonderful job, says Charlotte. I'm still jerking all the McMahon's flair.
So, wait a minute. It seems to me like a villainous wrestler said something that upset you, so she must be doing her job really well.
Right, but does it have to be blatantly obvious?
Yeah. Yeah, she's a suck-up. That's what she's a suck-up. She's a villainous. That's what you do. I had no problem with it because I thought it was cool. The thing that I liked the most about that whole segment was Buddy Murphy still keeping his role as a villain and saying, I don't want to hear my name coming out of your mouth, Kevin Owens. So, you know. But it is what it is. I thought SmackDown was overall pretty decent. I thought the main event was good, not great, but you know it's a good TV main event, and they're building some with Kevin Owens, which, yay, Kevin Owens has deserved a lot better for quite some time now.
You know, just out of my opinion, I think a really good plot twist is you'd think the whole town hall meeting thing is over, but then you hear Triple H's music hit. It's like, oh no. You're like, what does he think of what's going on? Because, oh, hey, he's running NXT, and I think, honestly, out of all the shows in descending order on who's better, it's basically NXT, SmackDown, and Raw.
Right.
Just, I don't know,
much like Roman Reigns going bad, the NXT invasion, I've thrown in the towel on that as well.
No, I'm not thinking of NXT invasion. I would just say, like, Triple H comes out and confronts Shane and be like, look, I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, but if you keep running into the ground, I think only one of us is going to be here come 2020. Or just kind of throw Shane and be like, if you just don't run off like you did last time if you have a failing product.
Yeah.
Because I would kind of see, like, because remember when Hunter turned on Rollins, he kind of helped Kevin in a way. It's like kind of repaying him again.
Right. We'll see. Right now, I'm just going to enjoy the fact that Kevin Owens is getting used to his potential. This is, it's the PG version, but it's kind of like the heroic PG version of what he was doing in Ring of Honor against Cornette, which is about the only thing that Cornette did well in Ring of Honor.
Last week did not look PG. Last week did not look PG, obviously, because you hear Corey Graves saying, holy shit, like, oh my god, he actually said holy shit?
Yeah.
And then Kofi giving the middle finger to Samoa, which I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but that's not what... Being PG is not what's hurting WWE. What's hurting WWE is it's not being written well. You can write, the WWE could be written well and still be PG. There's no question about that in my mind. It could also be complete dog shit and be TV-14. So the problem, my opinion, lies in the writing, not the age rating.
Well, hopefully Heyman and Bischoff do something, but...
I hope so, too.
I don't know.
But now let's transition over to the promotion that's got me excited, but maybe a little weary after last Saturday. AEW. AEW, Fight for the Fallen, their charity show for the victims of gun violence occurred this Saturday. And honestly, I think it was a good, not great show in terms of the wrestling, in terms of the production. Oh boy.
According to Pro ProWrestling.net, they thought Fight for the Fallen was a good show, but felt it was a little too long.
It was a little too long, and there were just so many production glitches. There were so many, like they'd call for an interview with somebody, it'd be somebody different back there, which I get it. Shit happens. Shit happens. But when you're trying to be taken seriously as a competitor,
This is actually interesting that every match has gone more than 11 minutes long. The shortest match being pre-show with Sonny Kiss beating Peter Avalon.
and I will say the good part about that match is people were reacting a lot better to the librarian shtick at Jacksonville than they were at Fyter Fest. So I'll give credit there. Daniel, PG movies have the word shit, and Maria emasculating Mike is garbage. I agree.
Hey, I actually think Maria finally getting the spotlight after how many years? Although, yeah, emasculating.
Well, what's she doing? She's pregnant. She can't get a comeuppance, and it's only making Mike look like not a serious competitor. If Fyter Fest and Fight of the Fallen are an indication what they're going to try and put on TNT, they better rethink that shit fast. The wrestling quality-wise, I think they're in the right realm. They got to figure out their production side of things. Absolutely. They got to make sure that shit's a little bit more on point. Everybody has production flubs. It happens. They've had production flubs at WrestleMania, for God's sake. But AEW is not in a position where they can do that right now.
All In had, I will agree, it had some faults, but it was still probably it was probably the show of 2018.
The thing, everything I'm talking about has nothing to do with the in-ring product. It has everything to do with everything else. We wrestling fans are going to support AEW because we're big wrestling fans, but AEW needs more than the big wrestling fans support if they want to be taken as seriously as they would like to be. They need to be able to come across as a good alternative to the WWE. And if they have random gibberish subtitles showing up, if they're saying, hey, we're going to go backstage to Kip Sabian and it's Cody Rhodes, or if they're having all these issues with commentary and you can hear people like, are we live? Are we live? If you can hear that, if AEW's Bush League is how this show was at the beginning, they've got a fucking problem, and it's something they do need to be concerned about.
Well,
and I say that as somebody who wants AEW to succeed more than anything in the wrestling business right now. That's what I want. But it's tough love time.
I think maybe when the timing is right, they'll definitely have TNT just help out, and especially with all the pay-per-views, so they'll just give them some guidance.
Hopefully. I mean, I don't know what... I'm going to tell them they need to get better, but I will fully concede, again, this is my role as not an insider, just a mark. I don't have any experience in that field, so, like, could I do better? Probably not.
I did journalism for 2 years, so you just need to really make sure that those cameras are rolling at perfect timing.
Yeah.
Just random crap.
But as far as the matches, I feel like the card started out kind of slow and then really picked up at the last three matches. I will say this. I enjoyed Hangman's match, but I feel like he maybe should have polished him off a little quicker, seeing as how he is going to be in the main event of All Out, wrestling Chris Jericho to become the first world champion. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been competitive, but maybe it should have been done in like 10 minutes rather than 26.
You can always have MJF stunt double. Horsey.
But I enjoyed SCU versus the Lucha Bros. I really enjoyed Shima versus Kenny Omega. And after seeing Dustin in this tag match with the Rhodes Brothers versus the Bucks, I hope Dustin sticks around. I still think he's got a little bit left in the tank to help the company.
Well, he's 50 now, so it's like you know what? He's still got something in him.
He's his 2 matches in AEW have been probably 2 of the best matches in his career. So maybe the 2 best. Who knows? So we'll have to see there. But the even thing that's got me more excited, you know, Fyter Fest was a fun little in your house type pay-per-view / Saturday night's main event. If I had to pay money for this, especially the $50 price tag that they asked for, I'd be kind of pissed. But for a free show, much like Fyter Fest, flawed, but I'm not complaining. But they really need to get their act together if they want to be ready for prime time. Transitioning into the Road to All Out, we have it's now on the AEW YouTube page. He had a sit-down interview with Shawn Spears and JR.
Oh, man.
And Shawn Spears opened up about why he hates Cody, why he feels that Cody is a leech, and he feels that he needs to put himself with the best minds in wrestling in order to combat Cody Rhodes. And at the very end of the video, you see that the mind that he has mentoring him is none other than one of Dusty's greatest rivals, Tully Blanchard, one of the original 4 Horsemen. And I am wondering, are we going to see a Horseman-type stable in AEW now?
Who would you have as like the 4 Horsemen in AEW?
Well, I don't think there should be 4. I feel like it should be bigger than the 4 Horsemen. I feel like, it's because that's kind of like by the numbers. You need more.
Horsemen either, because you got Hangman as Adam Page, and his entrance theme is just horses.
Well, I don't think it should be Hangman because the Horsemen need to be a villainous group. But obviously Spears should be part of it. I'd have Tully be the manager like J.J. Dillon was. I would have MJF join it because he fits the mold.
I feel like MJF, even for bad guys, I don't think he wants to team up with anyone. He wants to be like the lone wolf. Baron
But MJF is also smart enough to know that he needs to. He will be smart enough to know he has to surround himself with people to put in the way of, before the hero can get to him, they got to get through the rest of his people. That's something that MJF would do. I feel like on the woman's side of things, if Tessa ever leaves Impact, she would be good. And especially these guys, if and when the Revival sign, the Revival would be amazing in a Horseman-like faction in AEW, because the Revival are essentially just the modern-day Tully and Arn. The way they wrestle is exactly like how Tully and Arn wrestled back in the 80s.
Honestly, first they need to have a feud with the Bucks. Then I think they could join them, but we'll
they
see.
Could. Who says they couldn't join it and then use that as their catalyst for feuding with the Bucks?
True. I'm just brainstorming fantasy ideas, but
because the rumor and innuendo, as Conrad would say, I've heard that the WWE do not own the trademark to the Horseman name.
Because it's just a name. It's like saying, we're going to own the name The Shield. It's like, Shield is a word. You could just say Shield.
Exactly. So I'm wondering if they're going to use that or use some kind of variation on that.
Yeah.
Now, see, Daniel, I really hope the opposite happens. I feel like from the big wrestling fan perspective, I'd love that, but from the wanting to grow your audience perspective, I feel like Jericho should be the first, and then probably down or then Moxley down the line. That's how I feel about the AEW title. And Tully has spent enough time around JJ Dillon to know how to pull it off. Absolutely. I think, even outside of that role, if you use Tully Blanchard as like an agent or a mentor backstage, he'd be someone that could help a lot of these young guys that maybe don't have a whole lot of experience that are getting ready to be on primetime television, who just know, go out there and do moves. He could be the one to kind of go like, don't do a bunch of moves, do that move here. He could really be a good Tully could be a good mentor like Jerry Lynn. And I think another big question is, if Tully is going to be in Cody's corner, who could possibly, or if Tully's going to be in Sean's corner, who could possibly be in Cody's corner come all out?
Brandy, like she always does.
I really don't think that's a good counterpoint to Tully Blanchard, honestly.
I don't know.
And I want to say this, since you mentioned Brandy, this is a bone to pick that I had with that whole show. They do these interviews for months, or for weeks rather, of Brandy talking about how her confidence and this and that, where she comes across like a heroine, and then she brings Awesome Kong out and she's a villainess. So it's like, okay, take your pick. You can't really have your cake and eat it too with some of this stuff. You can't be trying to get all this sympathy and then just in the build-up and then make them go villain. Like that's bad storytelling. That needs worked on in AEW.
Yeah,
I feel. But yeah, I've got my over face price tickets to All Out Easy. You think you're going to be able to join us again, bud?
I don't know. I think it varies on work. But if only my security company that I work for, they made a partnership with AEW for events, I would have loved to go on the road trip. But
that's how you get it.
At the moment, it's...
Be on the lookout if there's a big brawl in AEW. You're going to see Easy trying to separate them. Be on the lookout for that.
At the moment, the likelihood of me probably heading to All Out would be the likelihood of the Geek moving to Chicago.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
He thinks it's the worst town ever. Well, mine is, wherever I am, is the worst town ever. Actually, no. In this case, like, if you're not Canada, you're not good.
Well, then that means not good is the new awesome, because that Canada stuff, that's just no good right there.
Always.
Well,
who do we have as the main event again? Adam Page versus Winnipeg's finest son, Winnipeg's first wrestling son, Jericho.
And then that heart, if you mentioned that, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I remember this glorious interview from WCW with Chris Jericho, where he talked about how much he missed Canada, and he grew up in Canada.
You mentioned, like,
they were in Toronto, and everybody was talking about how, I started to cheer him. He's talking about, how he walked down the streets of Canada like he used to, and then he quit back. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm glad I live in the States, because Canada sucks.
You said that last time I was here. Yeah, you said that last time I was on here.
Yes. Yep.
This gets funnier every time.
Yeah, and Notre Dame and the Four Horsemen. Yeah, you're right. That's very true. Yeah, but I want to keep bringing that up. But yeah,
Notre Dame the church or Notre Dame the college? I can't stand.
Oh, Notre Dame, the college. Yeah, that's their legendary backfield. Their legendary backfield in the 20s were called the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with the Bible, so that's why. No offense to our biblical people.
Right. But, that's pretty much it this week. We apologize for the kind of seat of our pants nature of this one, but you gotta love live technological problems.
We didn't notice.
So hopefully this one turned out a little bit better. And hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy and gave us this second chance to impress you, first of all, thank you. And please like, share, and subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comics, video games, and all things geek culture. Go like my Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89. And go follow me on Instagram at athleticgeek89. Easy, take it away with your social media.
All right. I know I've been under a bit of a hiatus because there's just been a lot going on, but I do Monday. Ooh, I might be switching that soon, maybe to Tuesday, because Tuesdays are awesome.
And they'll be free here soon.
I'm home for, at the moment, Monday Night Elite. That's on the Elite Era on Twitter Live. And I got a lot of awesome people that's, they have a little chat with me. So I do that, just recap what's going on. I do also just live stream of what's going on Being the Elites. So that's that. And one more thing, and shout out to my amazing, super awesome girlfriend, Haley, who is, I hope, watching, because I was texting her like crazy. We're like, hey, we're on the show. So, hey, she is my superstar. She is my good version of Maria to my Mike and I. Okay, you know what? That's not really a good comparison.
Yeah. That's a bad relationship, man. What the hell?
She's my Brandy to my Cody.
There you go. That's better.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, if she watched the show, I hope she enjoyed it.
Except we're a better power couple than those two. No offense.
Well, them's fighting
I hope
words.
she's watching this. I don't care.
Well, she can catch the replay, and thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us through the technical problems. Hope you guys come back next week. But for EZ of the Elite Era Network, I am the Athletic Geek. We are just two marks, and we're out. Have a good one.
Night, guys.